everyone, I'm Bria and welcome to my channel Tales of Tales, or TOTS as I sometimes like to call it. So today we are going to be going over my 2020 bookish goals. And to be honest, I feel like I'm making this video more for myself than for like actual content, because I feel like when I put things out into the world, whether it just be like telling my friends my goals or like putting it in video format and sharing it with the entire world, I just tend to be more accountable for it. So there are 6 goals that I've set for myself for this year for when it comes to reading, Bookstagram, booktube, everything bookish. So the first goal I have is read 50 books this year. So I'm not like hard dead set on this goal, but I think it's nice for me to have something to shoot for. I know for some people setting like a big reading goal is like stressful, but for me, I feel like it's just something that like I really want to do and something that I really want to accomplish. But at the same time, I'm not going to stress myself out over it if I like can't reach it. You know, if I read more than that, great. If I read less than that, that's okay too. But the reason I'm setting it at 50 is because that's about a book a week. And that's just a lot easier for me to keep track of in my head. And I know that there are more than 50 weeks in a year. All right, but that again just gives me a little bit of like wiggle room there. Yeah, so 50 books is my goal, but I'm really just trying to find more books that I actually like and enjoy. And I think for me, maybe reading a little bit more will help me do that. And that kind of leads me into goal number 2, which is to be more intentional. And so that's with my reading, that's with video content, that's with like my Bookstagram. Like when it comes to my reading, I think I would just kind of pick up books on a whim. I am a mood reader, so that's just part of my process, but I don't think I would do a lot of research on certain books before I would just like go out and buy them. Like one person could mention it and I would just be like, okay, well, sounds good, I'm gonna buy it, instead of putting it on some form of like digital TBR and then like revisiting it to see if it's something that I still want to read, instead of just going out and buying it immediately and reading it. So just being more intentional that way. Then with my video content and with Bookstagram, I think at some points I was like feeling like a little like pressure sometimes. Like for example, with like my Bookstagram, I'd be like, oh man, I haven't posted in a while, so let me just take a picture and post it really quick, when it wasn't like an image or content that I was like actually proud to put out there. And I think that'll just help me like enjoy everything a bit more, because when you're enjoying your reading and when you're proud of the content that you're putting out there, I don't know, that just, it makes me happy. Like I do enjoy doing this, so but just having that feeling of like pride after is also like really important to me. So yeah, that's goal number 2, is to be more intentional. And goal number 3 is specific to Booktube, and that is to be more consistent and to be more active. So when I say be more consistent, that's exactly what it sounds like. So my posting days moving forward, I'm going to be trying for every Sunday. But if I don't hit every Sunday, something happens, whatever, then I will try for Monday. So keeping it in that Sunday, Monday range is my goal. Again, just giving myself some leeway because I feel like if I like set these really hard goals, I get kind of down if I don't meet them, and then it's just easier for me to like give up, because I'm like, oh, I missed a Sunday, so that means that my goal for the entire year is ruined, so I might as well just stop now. And that's not a good mentality to have. So I think if I set the intention up front that, okay, your goal is Sunday, but if you don't reach Sunday, Monday is also okay, until I get into a really consistent like groove when it comes to like editing and filming and all of that. So again, just giving myself a little bit of grace there. And then when I say being more active on Booktube, I mean like actually interacting with Booktube. I think right now I like comment on a few people's videos, I watch a lot of videos, so like that's really it. So I want to make sure that I'm actually like actively going out and looking for new people to follow and new people to interact with, as well as participating in people's book clubs and readathons and things like that. So I do have a goal of at least participating in 3 of those. So it could be a book club, it can be a live show, it can be a readathon. So that's just kind of my goal within a goal on that one, with being more consistent and being more active here on Booktube. And in conjunction with goal 2 and goal 3, Goal 4 for this year is to be more organized. So I think in previous years, I've come up with these goals, right? And I'm like, oh yes, I'm gonna do it. But then I don't actually create a plan on how I'm gonna accomplish it. And I think that's what I've been missing all of these years. So that's where goal number 4 comes in, of like being more organized. And it makes it feel like my goals are actually reachable. So making these like smaller steps on how I'm gonna get to these goals, I think it's just really gonna help me out. So, you know, I have now a planner where I plan out like my video content at least like a month and a half ahead. And so I have plans of like when certain videos are gonna go live, but I also have organized in my calendar now when I need to be filming those videos, when I'm gonna be editing those videos, but then also scheduling in time for me to like take a break and for me to have a day or two where I'm like not doing anything, like booktube focus. Like I could be reading on those days or whatever, but like where I'm not shooting content or putting content out there or whatever, because I think if I don't, then I'm gonna get burnt out really quickly. And I wanna, you know, make sure that I'm still enjoying this at the end of the day. And then like the second way of being organized, I think, is just how I organize like my actual videos. Like when it comes to like how I shoot my content, I think previously I would just sit down and just go off the top of my brain. Like I'd have an idea and I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll just sit down and film this. But the way that my brain works, that's just not the type of person I am and the type of content creator I am. I learned that I have to like actually have some type of structure on how I'm going to talk through things, because if I don't, it's just a long stream of consciousness and I have like 15 tabs open in my head at one time. And so I just know that some things I've said in the past probably just don't make sense. So that's another form of organization that I have kind of like implemented, is kind of just planning ahead for my videos, still keeping it me. So it's not like I have a script or anything like that, but just like kind of points and bullets and topics that I know that I want to cover and kind of the order that I want to cover them in. And compounding off of that, you see how my goals, they just all kind of like flow in together? You see how it's working? And so goal number 5 is just to be myself and to like find my place on booktube. So I think in the past, when I've tried to like create booktube videos, there are certain booktubers where I like really look up to them. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love their content. And because of that, I would try to maybe like make myself fit into the mold of like the type of booktuber they are. And you know, that just doesn't work if you aren't being like authentically like yourself in front of the camera. And it just kind of makes things like less fun as well, because it's like, okay, well, I got to put on this persona for me to feel like I'm going to become a popular booktuber. And you know, that's just, nobody has time for that. Nobody has time for that. So when I was really sitting down and just thinking through my goals, I was like, you know, I think I'm great. So I don't know why I was getting in front of the camera and just like feeling like I had to be someone else or, you know, act a certain way. So, you know, I'm just like, I'm just gonna be my weirdo everyday self. And if you guys like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And it is what it is, you know? And so finding my place on booktube means a couple of things. It means me kind of just finding like what style of videos I like, what type of videos I like putting out there, editing styles when it comes to like thumbnails, as well as like when I do vlogs and those types of things. It's just kind of experimenting with like the way that I want to put my content out there. And I think the goal of me actively trying to find my place in booktube kind of gives me the space to like play around a little bit. I think before I was just kind of set on my videos looking one way, and then I'd be really upset if they didn't turn out that way. And then I like wouldn't film anything for like weeks on end, or one clip didn't turn out the way I thought it would, so I'd like scrap the entire video. So just like kind of giving myself that grace again, just to be like, okay, you know, you are trying to find yourself in booktube. You tried something, it didn't work, that's fine. Now you know for the next time to try something else. I think it's gonna be really fun for me too, and just not kind of sticking to one thing. And goal number 6, which I feel like has been a thread throughout the rest of these goals, is just to have fun. I know that I put out my best content when I am genuinely having a good time. Like I learned that with my Bookstagram, because I think when I first started my Bookstagram, I was like, ho hum, like I gotta put out this content. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do whatever the fuck I want. I'm gonna just have a good time. I'm gonna do these weird ass photo shoots and it's gonna be great. And it was. Like, I think people can genuinely tell when you're having a good time, and that translates into the type of content that you're putting out there. So yeah, I just want to have fun in booktube, and I've kind of found my groove again in Bookstagram too. So just making sure I'm having a good time with no matter what I'm putting out there. And at the end of the day, if that's the only goal that I accomplish, then I still think that I'm a winner. And so that wraps up my 2020 bookish goals. Let me know down below in the comments like what your goals are. Also, with me trying to be more active or whatever, please be my friend down below in the comments. If you're new to booktube as well and you're just like trying to find a community, I'm here for you. I'm like excited to get to know everybody and just interact with everyone. And if you've made it to the end of this video, as always, you are my favorite. And I hope you guys have a great day and a great week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.